conscience my acquittance seal, and you must keep me in your heart for friends, sith you have heard, and with a knowing ear, that he which hath your noble father slain has pursued my life.
It well appears, but tell me why you proceeded not against these feats, so crimeful, so capital in nature, that by your greatness, wisdom, safety, all things else, you mainly were stirred up.
Oh, for two special reasons, which may to you perhaps seem much unsinewed, but yet to me they are strong. The queen, his mother, lives almost by his looks, and for myself, my virtue or my plague, be it either which, she's so conjunctive to my life and soul, that, as the star moves not but in his sphere, I could not but buy her. The other motive, why to a public count I might not go, is the great love the general gender bear him, who, dipping all his faults in their affection, would, like the springs that turneth wood to stone, convert his gyves to graces, so that my arrows, too slightly timbered for so loud a wind, would have reverted to my bow again, and not where I had aimed them.
And so have I a noble father lost, a sister driven into desperate terms, whose worth, if praises may go back again, stood challenger on mountain of all the age for her perfections. But my revenge will come.
Break not your sleeps for that. You must not think that we are made of stuff so flat and dull that we can let our beard be shook with danger and think it past time. You shortly shall hear more. I loved your father, and we love ourself, and that, I hope, will teach you to imagine. How now? What news?
Text from my Lord Hamlet, your majesty.
From Hamlet?
Yes, your majesty.
Laertes, you shall hear them. Leave us. High and mighty, you shall know I am set naked on your kingdom. Tomorrow I shall beg leave to see your kingly eyes, when I shall first ask your pardon to hear thereunto recount the occasion of my sudden and more strange return. What should this mean? Are all the rest come back, or is it some abuse and no such thing? Naked, and in another text he says alone. Can you advise me?
I am lost in it, but let him come. It warms the sickness in my heart to know that I shall live and say to him, thus didst thou.
If it be so, Laertes, and so should it be so, would you be ruled by me?
Aye, my lord, so you will not overrule me to a peace. Yeah.
To thine own peace, if he be now returned as checking at his voyage, and that he means no more to undertake it, I will work him to an exploit. Now ripen my device, under the which he shall not choose but fall, and for his death no wind of blame shall breathe, but even his mother shall uncharge the practice and call it an accident.
My lord, I will be ruled, the rather if you can devise it so that I might be the organ.
It falls right, you have been talked of since your travel much, and that in Hamlet's hearing, for a quality wherein they say you shine. Your sum of parts did not together pluck such envy from him, as did that one, and that, in my regard, of the unworthiest siege.
What part is that, my lord?
A very riband in the cap of youth, yet needful too, for youth no less becomes the light and careless livery that it wears than settled age his sables and his weeds. Importing health and graveness, 2 months since, here was a gentleman of Normandy. I've seen myself and served against the French, and they can well on horseback, but this gallant had witchcraft in it. He grew into his seat, and to such wondrous doing brought his horse, as he had incorpsed and demi-natured with the bravest beasts. So far he topped my thought, that I, in forgery of shapes and tricks, come short of what he did.
A Norman, was it?
A Norman.
Upon my life, Flamand?
The very same.
I know him well. He's the brooch indeed, and the gem of all the nation.
He made confession of you, and gave you such a masterly report, for art and exercise in your defense, and for your rapier most especially, that he cried out 'twould be a sight indeed if one could match you. The scrimmers of their nation, he swore, had had neither motion, nor guard, nor eye. If you oppose them, sir, this report of this did Hamlet so envenom with his envy, that he could nothing do but wish and beg your sudden coming over to play with him. Now out of this.
What out of this, my lord?
Laertes, was your father dear to you? Or are you like the painting of a sorrow, a face without a heart?
Why ask you this?
Not that I think you did not love your father, but that I know love is begun by time, and that I see in passages of proof that time qualifies the spark and fire of it. There lives within the very flame of love a kind of wit or sleep that will abate it, and nothing is at a like goodness still, for goodness growing to a pleurisy dies in his own too much, that we should do when we would, for this wood changes, and hath abatements and delays as many as there are tongues, are hands, are accidents. And then this should is like a spendthrift's sigh, that hurts by easing, but too quick over the ulcer. Hamlet comes back. What would you undertake? To show yourself your father's son indeed, more than in words?
To cut his throat in the church.
No place, indeed, should murder sanctuarize. Revenge should have no bounds, but good laertes. Will you do this? Keep close within your chamber. Hamlet returned shall know you are come home. Will put on those shall praise your excellence, and set a double varnish on the fame the Frenchman gave you, bring you in fine together, and wager on your heads. He, being remiss, most generous and free from all contriving, will not peruse the foils, so that with ease, or with a little shuffling, you may choose the sword unbaited, and in a passive practice requite him for your father.
I will do it, and for that purpose I'll anoint my sword. I bought an unction of a mountebank so mortal that but dip a knife in it where it draws blood no cataplasm so rare. Collected from all simples that have virtue under the moon, can save that thing from death that is but scratched withal. I'll touch my point with this contagion that, if I shall gall him slightly, it may be death.
Let's further think of this, weigh what convenience both of time and means may fit us to our shape. If this should fail, and that our drift look through our bad performance, 'twere better not essayed. Therefore this project should have a back or second that might hold. If this should blast in proof, soft, let me see. We'll make a solemn wager on your comings. I halt when in your motion you are hot and dry, as make your bouts more violent to that end. And that he calls for drink, I'll have prepared him a chalice for the nonce, whereon but sipping, if he by chance escape your venom stuck, our purpose may hold there. How now, sweet queen?
One woe doth tread upon another's heel, so fast they follow. Your sisters drown, Laertes.
Drowned? Oh, where?
There is a willow grows aslant a brook, that shows his hoar leaves in the glassy stream. There with fantastic garlands did she come up of crowflowers, nettles, daisies, and long purples, that liberal shepherds give a grosser name. But our cold maids do dead men's fingers call them. There on the pennant boughs of her coronet weeds, clamoring to hang, an envious silver broke, when down her weedy trophies and herself fell into the weeping brook. Her clothes spread wide and mermaid-like, awhile they bore her up, which time she chanted snatches of old tunes, as one incapable of her own distress, or like a creature native and endued unto that element, but long it could not be, till that her garments, heavy with their drink, pulled the poor wretch from her melodious lay to a muddy death.
Alas, she's drowned.
Drowned, drowned.
Too much of water hast thou, poor Ophelia, and therefore I forbid my tears. But yet it is our trick. Nature her custom holds, let shame say what it will. When these are gone, the women will be out. Adieu, my lord. I have a speech of fire that fain would blaze, but this folly doubts it.
Let's follow, Gertrude. How much I had to do to calm his rage. Now I fear this will give it start again. Therefore, let's follow. Now must your conscience my acquittance seal. Now must your conscience my acquittance seal. And you must
Start over. Got it.
Oh god, it's gonna take forever.
One woe doth tread upon.
This is so bad.
Text, my lord, from
The f***ing name of the play is Hamlet. Jesus Christ, how could you mess that one up? Jared! How now?
This is.
We have two lines! We can't even get it. Oh my god.
Pose them, sir. What?
You can't have vibration sound a little bit, yeah?
Oh god.
There is a willow grows aslant in a brook that shows his hoary.
Whoa. Alright. Okay. Hamlet got a chill, bro.
Drowned.
Too much of the wolf. We
I can't do that.